Hi, welcome to the Heron Island Research Station. So I'm here this week to do some surveys, and I'm going to be using my small 3DR Solo to be doing it with a GoPro. So it was about 15 years ago when I was doing my PhD here that I was doing some field spectrometry out on the reef, and I had this idea that it would be really good to use some sort of platform to be able to get higher, at least about 10 metres above the corals that I was looking at. And at the time we sort of joked about using kites or balloons or something like that. Drones weren't around then, a helicopter was too expensive, but I still had this idea that that's what I wanted to do. So fast forward 15 years and I'm here to actually do some surveys using one of my small drones. So it's really exciting for me to be here with my colleagues from the University of Queensland and the University of the Sunshine Coast. And we're going to be going out this week doing a number of aerial surveys, and it's part of a bigger picture to understand what's actually going on the reef, looking at patterns and processes. So we've been doing mapping here for at least 15 years, mostly using satellite data and in-field survey. But the drones now give us the opportunity just to give us something in between the field survey and the satellite observations, which is really good for scaling up our measurements. So it's really important that we're here at the moment as well, because what we know about the reef, or the corals in particular, is that they're really quite sensitive to temperature fluctuations, and they've got a finite level of temperature before they start to get sick essentially. So corals have within them zooxanthellae, which are photosynthetic pigments, so they use chlorophyll and sunlight just like trees to make a food source for themselves. And we know that when the temperature gets too hot for them, they actually expel their zooxanthellae, and then they lose their ability to make their food and they can eventually die. It's been a pretty hot summer here, and coral biologists are letting us know that there's a possibility that we might experience some coral bleaching this year. So what we're actually doing at the moment by collecting some baseline data is collecting a data set that we'll be able to compare to afterwards and see if there are any changes on the reef. So this is quite exciting from that point of view as well. The other thing that I'm doing on this week on this trip as part of the project is to have a look at using my thermal camera. So this is a small camera that I'm just going to put on a tripod and make some measurements throughout the week to have a look at water surface temperature and how this varies on a really fine scale. So again, this is really just part of the big picture of understanding exactly what's happening on the reef and how we can use remote sensing technologies to give us more information about the reef and its surrounds. This is only really a small pilot project at the moment, so we're just working just on Heron Reef, but we'd really like to extend our surveys out to the Great Barrier Reef in general, and of course covering over a really large portion of the Queensland coastline. This is a really big task, and it's not just for drones, it's for a combination of field survey work and for satellite work as well. So stay tuned, have a look on my Twitter handle, KEJoyce2, and you'll see some updates throughout the week. And next Tuesday I'll be here to let you know how this week went. So I'll see you at 8 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time next Tuesday. Bye.